Hello and welcome to Murphy's Garden, and you join me on an absolutely beautiful autumnal day. It's just lovely, and every time I think the hornbeam walk can't get any more beautiful, it does. It's just the colours are just incredible and they keep changing every day. I'm just boring everyone with pictures of it on Instagram, but it just looks stunning. Anyway, you join me today in this part of the garden where the long borders are, and we have just started the process of marking out the area for the rill. And the reason why we're doing this, I know we've got the area, a lot of action going over in that area where we're going to be planting the trees. But one of the issues we've got over there is that we want to get all the levels right. And we do know, because we want to get on and do the rill, we're going to have all the spoils from the rill that we'll need to put somewhere. So we thought this is a prime opportunity to dig out the rill and then use the soil over there just to improve some of the soil, because this is better soil. A lot of this soil, some of it was brought in, so we'll use some of the soil over there, and then we've got the digger on hire for the weekend, so it's always an exciting day when it's a digger day, because we know that lots of things happen quickly. So we spent yesterday marking out the rill. We tried different layouts. We had some slabs which will be about the size of the slabs which we'll use as a surround here. So this area that you see marked out will be where the stone starts, so the water will be up the middle. So we played around with different sizes, and I think we've settled on this as a good size. We don't want it too big, we don't want it to be a pond. Equally, we don't want it too small that it's a lot of effort if it's a bit insignificant and doesn't add anything to the garden. So we've settled on I think what is a good size. So the digger will be coming shortly and we'll begin the process of the dig out. So that's really exciting. As well as the digger, we've also hired for the weekend this little powered wheelbarrow, also known as a muck truck. We've got an awful lot of soil to lift, so we just want to save our backs and not get any injuries. And here is Brian, just arrived on cue with the digger. So here he comes. And so we've got everything we need to get started. The weather's good, nice and dry, and so now we can just get on with the job. Where we marked out the position of the rill, I'm just going to go round and just cut out the turf. That will just make sure when Alistair pulls up the turf we get a nice clean edge. So just quickly do that. And Al's using this, is called a rotary laser set, which he will use to make sure we get the levels right and we dig out the right amount of soil. So he's just getting all that set up and ready. And this diagram just lets us know that we've got to dig to 647 millimetres, and it takes account of all the different layers that will go into the rill. So we'll begin by just removing the top layer of turf. So we don't need any turf. If you needed any turf we could use this elsewhere, but we don't need any turf, so this will just go into the compost heap where it will break down into lovely compost. It's actually very nice topsoil here. So once we've got rid of the turf, we will use this as we dig down. We'll use this in the new area. And I think we did talk about getting some manure to improve the soil, but I don't think we're going to need it because we're going to have all this soil. So we'll see how we go. So it's like a big game of chess, really, this gardening job. We've got to kind of work out which thing to do first. Now this area is going to have path, which will be made of a kind of breeden fabric, which is like a crushed fabric, which is one of the reasons why we needed to do the rill dig out, because we can't have diggers and things. Once we put this down, we can't have machinery going over it because it will just ruin it. So my job is just to measure out the paths and work out where they're going to go, and then we'll put the surplus soil into the areas where the trees will go to improve the soil. We don't want to be moving the soil twice. So Al's making good progress with the rill, and he's got rid of all the turf, and now we're just digging down, and so this soil will go onto the area that I'm working on. So yeah, we're doing quite well. And we can just get a feel for the depth of the rill now, and we've put breeze blocks, 2 breeze blocks height, and breeze blocks will run all the way around and be a good foundation for the edging stones which will surround the water. And you'll notice now there's a big deterioration in the weather. So it's day 2 of our dig out now, and unfortunately the weather is dreadful. It's cold, it's wet, and it's just miserable. It's the kind of day you just want to curl up by the fire, but we've got all this equipment on hire, so we have to carry on. So I got finished quite late yesterday, and it was a mud bath. It was an awful day, but as is typical, the day the equipment's going back, the sun has come out and it's absolutely glorious, and we're up bright and early just to check the levels before the equipment goes back.
So when it beeps, it means it's plumb?
When it goes solid, it means it's absolutely perfect. So that needs to raise up a bit. Come and have a look if you want. So this is a bit too deep, so it's off at the moment, but if you watch me raise it, so that's the perfect line there. So that wheelbarrow of stones I'm going to put back in here, you see, because I've dug out a bit too much. Down here it was dark, I couldn't see, so I'm going to put a lot of those stones back in there. See it? That needs to raise up. Way too deep there. That needs to go back there. So I'll just knock all this into it and I'll get it perfect, yeah? And then with the stones it will all come together, yeah?
Brilliant.
But yeah.
It's now a few weeks since we did the dig out of the rill, and I hope you can imagine on a beautiful day like this, when the sun and the sky is reflected in the water. I just want the water to be still so that it can reflect all the lovely sky and the clouds and things. So that's the plan. Obviously we've still got lots to do. We're in the process of, we found a company that do pond liners, and they're made to measure, so they've got they will fit in exactly. You don't have all the folds and everything that you can do with pond liner. They're made to fit, so that looks fantastic. And then we're also looking at different edging stones and what we want to put round here as well. So just a little update, the spoils from here have gone over to the other area, and fortunately, before it's now, the ground is obviously frozen now, we can't really do a lot else in that area at the moment, but we have managed to rake out all the soil so it's all now level, and we've marked out the site of where the paths are going to go. We know where all the trees are going to go. It's taken us a little bit of time just to get them planted. We haven't planted them yet. It's too cold now to plant them. The ground's frozen, so we will wait until it gets a bit milder, which I think we are going to get some milder weather in the next few weeks. So we'll plant the trees, but it was important just to get the levels and get everything right and not to rush the process too much. So I think we're in a good position, and hope you can visualise this. This area will be, we have done some work in these borders to sort of rejig things and improve them hopefully, but I am going to do a bit more work in the spring. And I have got some ideas with that as well. And then up the top, we've got the seating area. And as you'll probably see from the videos, it looks quite messy, but what the plan is there, we're going to extend the slabs, and then we'll be moving that seat's going to go elsewhere, and in its place we'll put the summer house, which we've had for some time, and that'll be a lovely area just to sit and look over the water's edge and somewhere to enjoy all times of year. So that's the plan. Always lots to do. We're busy doing projects on the inside while the ground is frozen outside. There's not a lot we can do. So we're decorating the dining room, trying to get that done for Christmas. So loads to do, and hope you'll join us in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.